Two teams will leave Super Bowl bound. All kicks off in Philly. Eagles hosting Jayden Daniels and the Commanders. Washington going for a third straight road playoff win. Daniels throwing 5 touchdown passes in Week 16 to beat the Eagles. Philly is a 6-point favorite at home. Then in the AFC for the 4th time in 5 seasons, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes meeting the playoffs. The Chiefs playing in their 7th straight conference championship, looking to keep the Lamar Hunt Trophy in Kansas City. Hannah.
NFL analysts Herm Edwards and Damian Woody are with us all morning long. So, Woody, let's talk about playoff trav last week, as Patrick Mahomes called him. A season-high 117 receiving yards. However, when they lost to the Bills in the regular season in Week 11, he only had 8. What are you expecting today?
Well, I expect much better weather than the last matchup. But listen, the one thing when you talk about Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes is the chemistry. That's the thing that you just can't account for if you're the Buffalo Bills. Those guys have been playing together for so long. They understand how each other plays. When Patrick Mahomes is escaping the pocket, his ability to feel what how the defense is trying to leverage and play him and get to those open spots, it's just uncanny. You know, this is not, look, Travis Kelce is he's not a guy that's going to be running by a whole bunch of people. But his ability to be open, be accessible to Patrick Mahomes, that to me is the difference.
Game plan is very simple if you're a defensive coordinator. You want to put hands on Travis Kelce, wherever he's at. If he's in the core, the defensive end, before you rush upfield on the pass situation, you got to put your hands on him. In other words, you're going to hit Travis Kelce before you try to go sack the quarterback and hold him up. If you're a linebacker and he gets outside the core, you got to line up on him. And I always say this, put hands on him. That's what you use him for. Put hands on the tight end. Do not allow him free release. Make him sit there trying to get off the line and then go into coverage. That's what they have to do if they're going to stop him.
Yeah, 20 career playoff touchdowns. Really, no one has been able to in the postseason. Let's just say that's why they're looking for a three-peat. On the other side, Josh Allen, he's just looking to get to the Super Bowl for the first time ever, try to exercise some of those demons of the Bills past, and he's 0-3 against the Chiefs in the playoffs. What do the Bills need from him specifically today?
Be Josh Allen and play in a chaos mode. In other words, don't just sit in the pocket. Leave the pocket. Go make some plays. That's a concern for any defense. When he plays in chaos, you don't draw that play up. This is chaos. This is what I call chaos football. He's starting to run. People start, oh, here's he running. What do I do? Do I get in coverage? Do I not get in coverage? And what he's going to do is going to find Shakir, that guy right there, number 10. That's his security blanket, like Kelce is for Mahomes. Shakir is his guy.
That's quite a comparison.
Think about it. Young player, 76 receptions. He is the leading receiver for the Buffalo Bills. He's the guy that he's going to throw the ball to. End of the day.
And for me, being the offensive lineman that I am, I'm always going to go to the run game, okay?
Yep.
Whether you're talking about James Cook, Ty Johnson, even Josh Allen. That's the thing. If I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, that's going to be the area that I'm concerned about the most. We saw your Houston Texans handle run the ball against the Chiefs last week.
Don't get sensitive.
This is maybe where the Chiefs are the most vulnerable to the run, whether it would have been the Ravens or the Bills.
Correct. This is where they're vulnerable on defense, is the run game. That's the one thing the Buffalo Bills do very well is run the football, especially in the red zone with Josh Allen. Okay, so look for that to be, area where the Buffalo Bills can try to exploit against that Steve Spagnuolo defense. I mean,
and listen, Cook, he's been so key to them. 19 scrimmage touchdowns this season, including the playoffs. But y'all are our key men today.
Oh, we're here with you today.
Yeah. You're the star. You're the star.
The X's and O's all morning long, Jay. Eagles 6-point home favorite to beat the Commanders and get to their 2nd Super Bowl in 3 years. And Saquon Barkley, one of the big reasons why. He has had his way with teams from Washington his entire career as a division opponent, averaging just over 137 scrimmage yards in 11 career games against teams from our nation's capital. The only player to average more scrimmage yards against a single opponent in the entire history of the NFL. You have to go all the way back to the great James Brown, and he did so against the Eagles, interestingly enough. Woody and Herm are back with us. We know that Jalen Hurts is not 100%, and we know that stopping Saquon Barkley is priority number 1. How do you begin to do that if you're Washington?
Well, obviously, they're going to put 8 guys in the box, but that's not the whole story. I think the whole story is it's not simple But it's complicated in this sense. You can't allow him to get the ball and run down your defense vertically. You can't let him run downhill.
Right.
You got to make him bounce out to some gaps. You got to, when he starts running vertical, you got a problem. Because now he hits the back end of your defense, and the linebackers cannot tackle him in space. There lies the problem. You got to make him bounce out. Don't let him hit the first hole where the design run is to. And Damien knows this. He's an offensive lineman. If he can hit this B gap, we're rolling. Can't let him do that.
78-yard touchdown last week, right?
You know what? Sometimes when you play against a team like Philadelphia, great rushing attack, guys try to do more than what they should do. It's literally do your job. If you're supposed to be in this gap, be in this gap. Because once you try to do too much and you're not where you're supposed to be, a back like Saquon, house call. That's literally what happens every single time.
Man, their defense, too, it ranked 30th in rushing yards allowed per game, 28th in yards per carry. So they're going to have to stay so incredibly disciplined, like you said. On the other side, Jayden Daniels looking to become the first rookie quarterback in NFL history to reach the Super Bowl. Herm, I mean, you got your quarterback playing against your team. This is a tough day for you, but you know this kid so well, having coached him in college. What do they need from him today?
Just to be Jayden Daniels. He doesn't need to do anything special. He doesn't need to get involved in the moment that we're making this a big game. And it is a big game. The team that wins this is going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a big deal. But I just think he has to continue to be Jayden. And I know when you think about how he plays the game of football, RPOs is very important. That sets this whole offense up. It is troublesome to a defense when he can either run it, hand it off, or throw it. You got a problem.
I've been saying that the young man just doesn't have a pulse, Hannah.
It doesn't
Nothing
seem to, does
phases
he?
him.
Yeah.
Think about, he's literally on the precipice of being the first rookie ever to go to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's another game. Just another game. And that's the way he's been playing throughout the whole season. I love how focused he is. He just, you know what? I'm just going to stay in the moment. I'm not going to look ahead. But I'm just going to be focused in the moment and just go out there and do whatever I got to do to help my team win.
He has a sense of making a football game a football game. I'm just going to go play football. Well, in other words, he looks at this game like it's his first game of the season. I'm just going to go play football. He doesn't get all involved in all the stuff we get to talk about. He says, I'm going to go play football. I'm going to play quarterback, play football.
I mean, Jeremy Fowler was saying this week they were so loose in practice, short practices. He was dancing around. I mean, really everything that you're saying about him. By the way, he had 5 touchdowns in their win over the Eagles in Week 16.
He had 5.
We'll be getting into that later.
The Bills will be without starting safety Taylor Rapp for Sunday's AFC Championship game as he deals with back and hip injuries, and expected to start in his place is rookie Cole Bishop. This would be Bishop's 5th career start, and I asked him, what's this week been like preparing for a game like this? And he said really this week he's been trying to keep it pretty normal, doing his normal routine, but he did acknowledge that this isn't like every other game, alluding to that AFC Championship and everything that comes with it. When I asked Coach Sean McDermott about Bishop, he said yes, he is confident in his abilities. As this defense prepares for a tough task amidst these injuries of becoming just the 3rd team since 2018 to beat a Patrick Mahomes-led Chiefs team twice in a single season.
In Kansas City this weekend, it is business as usual. The business, of course, being KC's 7th straight